Valor Morghulis. What if everything you thought you knew about Tyrion Lannister was a lie? The witty dwarf we all love might be hiding a secret that could change the fate of Westeros forever. Tyrion Lannister, a secret Targaryen? It sounds crazy, right? But think about it. His fascination with dragons, his mismatched eyes, and even Tywin's last words. Could it all be pointing to a truth that's been hiding in plain sight this whole time? Let's unravel this mind-blowing theory together and see how it could rewrite the entire Game of Thrones story. Before we dive into how these twists reshape the fate of Westeros, I have a small request. If you're enjoying this journey through a reimagined Game of Thrones, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Visions of Valyria. We're a new channel dedicated to exploring the untold what-ifs of this epic saga. It costs you nothing but makes a huge difference to us. Is it done? Great, thank you so much. Now let's get back to the unfolding drama. The Lannister legacy, a family divided. What if the Lannister legacy isn't what we thought it was? The proud lions of Casterly Rock might be hiding a secret that could shake the foundations of Westeros. Let's take a closer look at Tywin Lannister and his children. The powerful head of House Lannister, Tywin Lannister, has 3 children: Cersei, Jaime, and Tyrion. Have you ever thought about how he treats Tyrion differently? It's like Tywin has 3 kids, 2 good ones, 1 bad one, and 1 in the middle. But why? We all know Tyrion is a dwarf, but does that really explain why Tywin hates him? Do you remember when Tywin told Tyrion, "You're a nasty, envyful little thing of lust, low cunning, and bad form"? We're not just hearing the words of a sad dad, that really is poison. But here's the thing, Tyrion is a lot like Tywin in a lot of ways. These 2 people are very smart, very good at planning, and they'll do anything to win. So why can't Tywin see how these things are alike? It looks like he's ignoring them on purpose. Is it possible that Tywin's anger is deeper than we think? It might not be just Tyrion's size or the fact that Joanna died while giving birth to him. What if Tywin knows something we don't? Take a look. Tywin won't name Tyrion as his heir, even though Jaime joined the Kingsguard and can't take over as heir. He's always trying to get rid of Tyrion by putting him in dangerous jobs like Master of Coin and Hand of the King. He doesn't seem to want Tyrion to go near Casterly Rock at all. We think Tywin hates Tyrion for a lot of reasons, not just how he looks or how much he loves whores and wine. What if Tywin really doesn't think Tyrion is his son after all? Now for the next big question, if Tywin isn't Tyrion's dad, then who is? What we learn from the answer could change everything we thought we knew about Game of Thrones. The Mad King's obsession. We've been circling around a huge secret, but now it's time to dive in. You know those rumors about the Mad King's inappropriate behavior? What if those rumors were just the tip of the iceberg? Let's explore how King Aerys' obsession might have changed the Lannister family forever. Okay, everyone knows about King Aerys Targaryen, right? They called him the Mad King. What if he wasn't just mad though? What if his obsession was too strong? And this isn't about how much he loves wildfires, we're talking about how much he wants one person, Joanna Lannister. The 2 of them used to be friends, do you really believe that? But something changed, and Joanna seems to be at the center of it all. We know that Aerys liked her, but how far did they feel about each other? Were those just a few rude comments, or was there more to it? Let's take a look at some buzz. People talk about the liberties that were taken at Joanna's bedding ceremony. We're not sure what happened, but it doesn't sound good, does it? That creepy thing Aerys said about bringing back the first night tradition is another thing. Oh no. Now though, things get really interesting. Tyrion wasn't born until many years after Joanna and Tywin got married. If Aerys is really Tyrion's dad, it couldn't have happened just once. What if Aerys and Joanna slept together for a longer time? What if... That's something we don't want to think about, but surely it's possible. The time of Tyrion's birth is also very strange. It fits with a trip Joanna took to King's Landing. Who else was there? Yep, King Aerys. Random event? Perhaps. But in the world of Game of Thrones, things just happen by chance very rarely. Think about what this might have done to Tywin. He already had to deal with Aerys' bad behavior towards his wife. Then Tyrion is born and he looks different. That's why Tywin and Aerys' relationship ended. It wasn't just about politics, it was also about people. But wouldn't Tyrion look more Targaryen if he really was Aerys' son? Yes, that's a great question, and that's what we'll look into next. Dragon blood in lion's clothing. You might think Tyrion's appearance rules out any Targaryen connection, but what if I told you his looks actually support the theory? Let's take a closer look at our favourite Lannister and see if we can spot any dragon blood hiding in plain sight. In the books, Tyrion doesn't look exactly like he does in the show. His hair isn't the golden colour we associate with the Lannisters, it's actually described as pale blonde, almost white. Sound familiar? That's right, it's pretty close to the iconic Targaryen silver hair. And his eyes? Well, one of them is green, sure, but the other one is so dark it almost looks black. Could it actually be a very dark purple? We think it might be. Now I know what you're thinking, if Tyrion's a Targaryen, shouldn't he look more, well, Targaryen-y? But here's the thing, not all Targaryens have that classic look. Just think about Jon Snow. He doesn't look very Targaryen either, does he? But we know he's got that dragon blood running through his veins. But it's not just about looks. Tyrion's always been fascinated by dragons. He reads about them, dreams about them. Does that remind you of anyone? Maybe a certain mother of dragons we all know and love? It's like there's something in his blood calling out to these magnificent creatures. And then there's that time Tyrion approached Daenerys' dragons without getting turned into a Lannister barbecue. That's not something just anyone can do, you know. It takes a special kind of person to get that close to a dragon and live to tell the tale. A person with, oh, I don't know, Targaryen blood maybe? We think all of this, Tyrion's unusual appearance, his dragon obsession, his ability to get up close and personal with fire-breathing beasts, might be subtle clues about his true heritage. It's like George R.R. Martin's been leaving us breadcrumbs this whole time and we're just now putting it together. But here's the big question, if Tyrion is really a Targaryen, what does that mean for the story? That's what we're going to explore next, and trust me, it's gonna blow your mind. What do you think? Could Tyrion be hiding dragon blood under that lion's skin? The Three-Headed Dragon. She's one of the dragon's heads, we know that. That should be pretty clear, right? We now know that Jon Snow or Aegon Targaryen is another one. Who is the third though? Due to his ability to ward, some people think it's Bran. Some people say it's Aegon if he's real. But what if it was really Tyrion the whole time? Take a look. A lot of things are the same between Tyrion, Daenerys and Jon. All of them lost their mums when they were born. In some way, they've all been different. All of them have been very important in the Game of Thrones, but that's not all of it. Do you remember how Tyrion has always been interested in dragons? They've been in his dreams and in books, and he's even been close to Daenerys' dragons without getting eaten. No one else can do that. It's almost like he's calling out to these beautiful creatures from deep inside. Also, don't forget about the unique saddle Tyrion made for Bran. We thought Tyrion was just being smart and nice at the time, but what if it was more than that though? What if it was a sign that Tyrion would one day make his own dragon saddle? You'll need a pretty special seat if you want to ride a dragon, right? It's possible that everything we thought we knew about how this story ends would be wrong if Tyrion is really the third head of the dragon. Imagine that 3 Targaryens, Tyrion, Daenerys and Jon, work together to get back their family's history. Without a doubt it would change the game. What will Tyrion do if he finds out he's a Targaryen? That's the big question. Is he going to accept his dragon heritage, or will he try to claim one for himself? Or will he stay with the Lannisters, the family that raised him? I can't wait to see how it turns out. It's a tough choice. Conclusion. What do you think? Do you think Tyrion is really a Targaryen? Or is this just another crazy idea that's making everyone excited? I don't know about you, but I can't stop thinking about what could happen. We might not know as much about the story of Game of Thrones if Tyrion turns out to be a Targaryen. However, Tyrion's story is not over just because he's not a Targaryen. Tyrion will still be very important in the coming wars, whether he's a lion, a dragon, or something else. What do you think he'll do next? The plans he could make? What kind of deals might he make? This video talked about a lot of things, from Tywin's hatred to the Mad King's fixation, and even that strange prophecy about the three-headed dragon. What do you think? Do you agree with the theory? How about you? Do you think Tyrion is 100% Lannister? Tell us what you think. Valar Daenerys.